The year is 1837. The Second Seminole War is raging. After he hears word his father has been captured, the young Seminole war chief Wildcat rides to the old Spanish fortress at St. Augustine to speak with the U.S. Army garrisoned there. At his side is his friend, the equally young 25-year-old Black Seminole war chief John Horse. The men on horseback approach under a white flag of truce. Wildcat is wary of the American military. He refuses to ride into the fortress. Instead, he sends John Horse in to parley with the U.S. Army commander, Brigadier General Hernandez. John Horse is often asked to speak on behalf of the Seminole Nation as an interpreter. John Horse conveys Wildcat's message. On October 21st, General Hernandez, General Jessup, and his officers sit down to talk Indian removal with a delegation of chiefs from the Seminole Nation, led by Osceola. John Horse is there, representing the Black Seminoles and acting as an interpreter for the Seminole chiefs. The treaty talks begin pleasantly enough, right up until General Hernandez asks the Seminole leaders why the Seminoles have not turned over the Black Seminoles to the Army as fugitive slaves. This was not part of the agreement, not as far as Wildcat is concerned. Before the Seminole leadership can object to the question, more than 200 armed soldiers and Florida militia volunteers surround the Seminole leadership. Weapons are drawn. Inside or outside the fortress, the result is the same. The U.S. betrays the flag of truce. The Army officers arrest the Seminole leadership. Wildcat, known as the Napoleon of the Seminoles, has rarely ever been captured. To have him in chains, along with the revered chief Osceola and the Black Seminole leader John Horse, along with 20 other chiefs and warriors, it's deemed a great day for the U.S. Army in Florida. The captured men are herded together into Castillo de San Marcos, the former Spanish fortress in St. Augustine. The cell where the men are kept is 18 feet by 33 feet. A single shaft of light illuminates the prison cell. A delegation from the Cherokee Nation in Georgia is brought in to convince the Seminole of the futility of their fight to stay in Florida. The tribesmen speak, and Osceola expresses to them that he is tired of war. His statement may be true, or it may be a way to buy the Seminole time. You see, they have an escape plan underway. A few weeks later, on November 29, 1837, the captured Seminole leaders attempt to break out of the former Spanish fortress. It's a seemingly impossible task. There's just the one window, 15 feet high up the wall. Inside of the window are 2 iron bars. Somehow, the captured Seminoles work one of the bars loose. The captives have been given canvas sacks to sleep on. They cut up the sacks and fashion them into ropes. Now, imagine a warrior, Wildcat, climbing up the fortress wall, fingers stuck into whatever grooves or ledges exist. He stands on the handle of a knife wedged into the wall. He manages to climb up to the window. Between his teeth is the rope made from the sacks. He ties it to the remaining iron bar in the window. The opening is now about 8 inches wide, roughly the size of a large man's hand. The fortress exterior wall is at least a 20-foot drop. There's a patch of mud and soft grass, though, for them to land in. One by one, the captured Seminoles and Black Seminoles climb up the rope, squeeze through the window, and drop down to freedom. They're naked, scratched up, and bleeding from forcing their bodies through an 8-inch hole. But they're free. 20 captives escape the fortress prison, led by John Horse and Wildcat. Chief Osceola has grown ill in prison. He stays behind in the cell, unable to make the escape.